Hello, my friends, and welcome back to PlayStation Live from E3. We are in the midst of the final day.
Yes.
Another E3 in the books, Malik.
Another one in the books.
It's good to see you, and it is good to see David joining us from the Bandai Namco team. Sir, hello.
Thanks a lot. Happy to be here.
Welcome to the program. We are talking about Ace Combat 7 coming to PS4 with PSVR support, I believe. David, I want to just jump right into it. Tell me a little bit about Ace Combat long-running series, beloved by fans. What is new with this one, and maybe also give us a little rundown of the story as well.
Sure thing. Well, you know, as you mentioned, this series has been around for a long time. It's actually over 20 years now that the series is running. Fans have had to wait a little while for this one to come out. I think Ace Combat 6 was like, 10 years ago right now.
Yeah.
So fans have been clamoring to get back into it. So Ace Combat 7 is going right back to that strange real universe.
Oh, okay.
Bringing back everything that made that franchise great. Great cinematics. Full realism. Going back into rich story. In fact, even some of the same writers that we had in the previous iterations are writing the story for this. So yeah, again, we've got that deep emotional storyline. So yeah, everything that made the series great, but we're bringing in these new elements that are both evolutionary and revolutionary.
Awesome, awesome. Well,
all the areas.
I don't want to get into the new elements just yet. Since we are still in the strange real universe, can you tell us a little bit about what you guys are carrying over, some of the key components that you're carrying over from old Ace Combat?
Story? Or in terms of, oh yeah. So, I think the set between the events of Ace Combat 5 and 6, but just to be upfront about this, you don't need to have played the previous games in order to understand what's going on.
Good.
I always appreciate that.
None of that is necessary.
Yes.
I've run into a lot of really hardcore fans, and I thought I knew a lot about what was going on in this. These guys, the fans for Ace Combat are hardcore, every little minute detail. So, so anyway, it's set in the same world.
Okay.
I don't want to give away too much,
but
you're going to see some very familiar, I think the last trailer we saw a little, big circular super weapon.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Times with clone Ren.
Don't do it. That's too much.
And I think we have one of your colleagues backstage here playing the game on PS4.
Live demo.
Maverick is back there.
So, David, you have some piloting experience, so it's fun that you're out here, talking about Ace Combat 7. Can you give me a little bit of some examples of what's changed or remained faithful for the gameplay perspective? How do people actually...
Anyone who's played the game is going to be very comfortable. If they've played Ace Combat 6 or previous, they're going to be very comfortable going into the cockpit, with the HUD displays, the combat system, everything like that. But they're going to notice some key upgrades. Well, first off, visually, we're working on the Unreal Engine 4 now. And
nice.
we're pulling all the power that we can out of that.
I think that's pretty obvious. It looks fantastic.
It looks great.
Great. And then you also notice, take a look at the clouds that we have in here right now. And it seems like kind of a ancillary thing. All games have clouds, but
not this detailed.
Exactly. Well, you know what? These look beautiful, and in addition to looking beautiful, they also play a pretty important role in the game, the way that you're playing the game, tactically. And I think if Denny goes into, Denny, see if you can go into a cloud right now and show what happens. Just starting out visually, he's going to fly into this, and you're going to notice some precipitation forming on the canopy and streaking by.
Oh, wow.
What are you talking about, David?
That is ill.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. And in addition to that, if you fly into a cumulonimbus cloud, normally, it's going to be violent. And you're going to feel that. You probably saw a lot of the bumping. The controller is shaking all over the place.
Right.
You stay in that cloud long enough that precipitation is going to turn to ice. Visibility is going to go down to 0. you get ice on your wing, and you lose that aerodynamic stability, and you're going to be a slug up there.
So basically, if you're trying to do a cheat tactic and stay in the clouds the entire time so no one can see you,
that's not going to work.
It's not going to work. Okay.
Hey, are we all right?
You need the mic? Is it good?
You know, it's
the mic?
funny because
Someone needs the mic.
Normally I get put upon for being so loud. No one has ever told me in my entire life that I'm too quiet.
Your voice couldn't be contained by a normal microphone.
I know, right?
They needed a new one.
Had to double down.
There we go.
And I
you hear that, Ani? I was too quiet.
And we still have the gameplay going in the background. I want to just talk a little bit more about, you know, the forgot what planes were called for a second. I was going to call them ships, and I was like, I don't know if that's the right word.
You know, I used to be Navy, so I'll go with that.
But yeah, like, tell me a little bit about, you know, the different planes, the different weapons that you're using.
What Maverick is flying right there was an F-18 Super Hornet, the F version of that.
Nice.
That's just one of the aircraft that we have. The demo that he's flying right now, he could have flown the F-14D Tomcat.
Oh my God! Look at what's happening on the screen right now.
That's one of the super weapons that we have.
Yeah.
Ace Combat is known for that. Anyway, back to your question. You got a full arsenal. Everything from the Reagan era aircraft, all the way through the what is it, 8th generation fighters that we have. I think it's 8th generation F-22, F-35. And then even going one step beyond that, you know, stuff that that DARPA's working on right now, that based on real, true life, that just haven't really necessarily been brought to the real world yet.
Wow.
So a lot of near future weapons, both aircraft, weapons, and we got it all.
Yeah, it seems like it's quite a pack.
Quite robust. Quite robust indeed.
Are you willing to talk a little bit about the VR component, because you have PSVR support in here?
Absolutely. So, we've been demoing the PSVR component of Ace Combat, and oh my God, people are going gaga over that. And you said I used to be a pilot. One of the first things that they taught us in flight school is to have your head on a swivel.
Right.
And when a fighter pilot is up there and he's engaged in air combat, he's not looking straight ahead. He's tracking that bogey with his head, and going around, and that's much more like real life. But more than that, what I love at this show is to see the reaction of everyone when that game first fires up. They're looking down.
You're in there.
Oh my God, those are my legs. That's my hand. And then they taxi up to the catapult. They get launched off. And then again, the same thing happens. I'm flying. Everything in their mind is saying, I'm not at E3. I'm in an F-18 right now. And I got to watch that I'm not going to crash.
Yeah, I know.
But I think everyone has a fantasy about being, a Top Gun,
right.
The fighter pilot. And ever since I'm an aviation guy. I love aircraft. I've been in the industry for a long time, worked on a lot of sims. Ever since I first got in, I'm like, this needs VR. And for the first time ever, I'm getting the itch scratched,
right,
and I'm able to feel like I'm really in an airplane and I'm really going through these maneuvers. It's just practically indescribable.
I just remember when they announced this game. It was PSX 2015, I believe.
I forgot the year.
Yeah.
I remember when they announced the game and how happy everyone in the room was. There was a genuine excitement there. What do you think it is about Ace Combat that just keeps the people coming back all the time?
I think Ace Combat captures every little minute element of air combat.
Right.
I said everyone wants to be that Top Gun, Maverick. And the little nuances, the radio chatter, those rich cinematics, the highly detailed aircraft, full fleet of aircraft.
Yeah.
Ace Combat does that better than anyone out there. It really understands what people are looking for, and it gets it. It delivers.
Yeah, you're right about that.
I love it. Before we wrap up, any tips from a pro for me when I'm getting into Ace Combat 7 for
You're
the
doing
first
it
time.
again, Ryan.
What?
You're getting the tips early, man. Come on, man.
This is the only opportunity I'm going to have to get these behind the scenes.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right.
How would you guide a new player as they're getting into Ace Combat for the first time? What would you tell them?
You know, the game itself will ease you into this. But you know, if you're new to flight games, you start out easy. You get used to the controls. It's going to become second nature to you eventually. But fly, you know, fly easy. Don't worry about yanking and banking all over the place at your very first hop. You know, do gentle maneuvers and then, you know, build yourself into it. And I've seen this multiple times just here at E3 right now. People that have never played it before will start out gentle, get, you know, bigger and bigger, and then pretty soon they're like, go down, die, sucker! So, yeah.
I love it.
I'm ready to yank and bank, man.
Yeah, dude. Let's do it. Let's do it.
I like that.
David, thank you so much for being here.
Hey.
When are you talking about when people can play Ace Combat 7?
2018.
2018?
2018.
Not too much further away.
I know.
We have plenty of stuff to do this year, I think, before we get there.
Right.
So,
Well, nothing else happening this year. What's going on?
just a few things. David, thank you so much for joining us.
You got it. My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Oh, of course. And thank you, everyone, for watching at home. We do still have some more programming before we close out E3 2017, including us picking some of our favorite games from the show. Please do not go anywhere. Stay with us.
PlayStation